Hey guys, welcome to Taste This TV. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. Today we're going to be making salmon. Not just your everyday salmon, one pot cooking. We're going to be putting in a classic copper pot. And we're going to be using the Falk pan today, which is an awesome copper pot. Sending it in the oven for about 45 minutes using some traditional carrots, celery, onions, a little bit of potatoes, and of course love. So coming up next, if you like salmon, don't miss this episode. Using a salmon, this is a 22-pound salmon. The scales have been taken off, and what we're going to do is start to fillet it. We're going to cut off the side of the gills first and then work our way from the tail all the way back up until the fillet is free from the fish. We also have to pin bone it. We use a special device to pin bone the salmon, taking all the bones out to make sure you're not eating them. As you can see, this is salmon. We took the pin bones out. Usually they're here, but right about here down to the tail, you won't find too many pin bones, but you should always check anyway, and you're going to find them all about right here or so. They'll be sticking out. Now, the old myth that you need to take the salmon off the skin, that is a myth, because if you cook it in its full form, what you could do is take it with a spatula, go right underneath it, and get as close as you could with the skin that you probably never could do with a knife. And I'm going to show you that, because right now we're going to get started. We're going to take our salmon, put it in the center of the pan here, and then we're going to season it. Now, if you feel more comfortable with a chef knife, that's fine too. But, you know, over the course of a few years of doing this, you kind of get used to a paring knife. Okay, cut that like that. And now we're going to go season it in the bowl. Now here we have a really good quality olive oil that we're going to put on there. Really good. And you can see the color of this. First cold pressed olive oil. With these russet potatoes, very high starch, this oil is a perfect combination. We're going to season it with a little bit of pepper, some salt, and dry oregano. Next, we're going to do some floret carrots, and basically you're going to take your paring knife, go in about 4 times, and then you're going to be pulling. Sort of looks like a little flower. Gives it a little bit of a design for the carrot. Do it again. There you go. And carrots are really good, but we're going to give this a nice season before we go into this as well. A little salt, little pepper, maybe a little bit of syrup. We're going to take these carrots and we're going to put them in a bowl. Put a little bit of oil. Again, when I'm cooking with salmon, I generally will like to do flaxseed oil because it's probably the most similar oil that the salmon is going to give off, so it'll complement it nicely. Got a little bit of flaxseed oil in there. And if anybody's wondering what kind of flaxseed oil I am using, I generally like Barleans. You know, they generally kind of keep up. They got some great flavors with it, so check it out. So we have a little bit of black pepper on it, and we're going to throw some cinnamon on it. Cinnamon is going to give it a really nice earthy flavor to it. And we're just going to hit it with a little bit of maple syrup. And we're going to put that in the pot as well. And now on the onions, what we're going to do is just basically quarter them a little bit. We don't want them too big. We don't want them too small. We're going to take these onions over into the bowl here. And there's some good amount of flavor in there from the carrots with the cinnamon, the oil, because we don't want an oily mess here, but we do want to coat the onions in some sort of oil so that they don't remain dry. Just gonna give it a toss, and you can already see them getting nice and oily. And a little bit of that cinnamon flavor on there, which is really going to be good. And then we're going to place them around the salmon here. And onions are really good accompaniment here. Again, you don't want to cover the fish. All that beautiful salmon oil is going to go down to the bottom of this. Take some of the scallions. We'll put those scallions on top. Just in their pure, beautiful form. 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. This is the perfection. Cooked perfectly. This is exactly what we want to see. Beautiful color, both on the salmon, on the onions, the potatoes, and the carrots. Now let's start to plate up and talk about it. And what I was saying before about the salmon, you go right underneath the skin. As you can see, I'm lifting it up and the skin is still on. Okay, just make sure you get those sides off. And the salmon comes free of the skin on the pan. I mean, you'd have to be really good, have some really good butchering skills to get it any better than that. I mean, look, we are literally scraping everything off of that skin. Okay guys, so now our salmon is good. I mean, take a look at this. This is good quality salmon here. Excellent. And you know, the rosemary on the top, you won't get that kind of infused rosemary flavor unless you put a little bit of flaxseed oil in there or something like that. So this dish is really good. It's a one-pan dish, and you can put everything in the copper pan, send it in the oven, and basically just, you know, 45 minutes later, you get yourself an incredible meal. We'd like to thank a couple of people, Falk, for that incredible copper pan. Really good quality. I'm talking about craftsmanship at its best. We also need to thank Low Tech Sales. Check them out, lowtechsales.com. They got some really cool stuff, not only from knives, just utensils, but what really makes that company stand out is the fact that they will embroider anything on a knife handle, on a cutting board, just about anything. And you can take a look at some of the stuff that we'll be featuring in these up-and-coming episodes, and you're going to be pretty amazed at what they have. lowtechsales.com. Thank you for watching this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. Check out these salmon recipes and other great recipes on the YouTube channel. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.